The Negro class. What is it? Is it the dominant culture in Black America? And why are everybody sick and tired of them? In this episode, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you what I think about the Negro class, what I think about the so called Black fatigue, and what my response is to it as someone who is leveraging AI after this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Asia Branch. I'm the founder of Now Voyager AI, an AI production podcast company, if you will. And I'm also someone who plays around and dabbles with AI to build that web applications. Can't wait to tell you guys what I've been building and working on coming down the line. Anyways, I'm just going to jump right into it. The Negro class. What is it? Who's to blame for it? What are they? I think it's quite simple. The Negro class are the ghetto blacks that are all over social media. And I have to say it. They are not the subculture of Black America. They are the dominant. They are. I was outnumbered like 50-1 growing up. I was always the one called Carlton, Uncle Tom. Just because I act like a white girl. I had family members telling me this. I got friends and family who make me watch Black movies, right? And I tell them all the time, I don't watch Black movies. I watch movies that people Black people, and they don't understand what the heck does the difference mean. No, there's a difference. There's a difference. A Black movie is menace to society. A movie that has a Black person in it is like Fences. Didn't feel like a Black movie. It didn't feel like that. That's the difference. Anyway, putting that aside, today's episode, I'm going to tell you what my issue is with Black America. It took too long for the civilized Blacks to say something. I've been saying it for years. That Black America is sad, that the Negro culture has hijacked it, that the Negro culture is a dominant culture. You're violent. You don't know how to behave. Your women are hostile. Everything is bad about the Negro class. You get mad when a white woman calls a little Black boy the N-word. Really, she should have directed it at his parents, because where the hell were they? They were probably in the car smoking a blunt while their child was running amok. 5-year-olds are going to do whatever the hell they want. They're like uncontrollable drunkards. 5-year-olds are out of control. Parents have to keep their eye on them. Where were the parents? Probably in the car smoking some marijuana. That's probably what they were doing. If she called the parents that, be on her side, because she'd probably be right about them. That is the Negro culture. The Black men kill each other. The Black women murder the babies. That's the Negro class. And they're the dominant culture. This isn't a subculture anymore. Now, what is my response to this using technology? You guys know that I produce animated podcasts. I have one called The Cosmic Trail. It exists in science fiction. Well, I created another one. The Black fatigue story was so big and so trending that I decided that I want to actually talk more about the Black fatigue and what's the problem with the Negro class, how we got here. So I created a new one, a new show. Consider it the genre of alternative history. It's called the Afterlife Sessions, Conversations with America's Dead. So my AI animated character, Silas, he sits down with individuals who exist in heaven or hell. Silas is my host of my show, The Afterlife Sessions, and he sat down with two people so far. He sat down with Tupac, who I consider to be the godfather of hip hop, and he also sat down with Martin Luther King. Why these two men? I believe Tupac and others like him, people who produce the music the way that he does, are partly responsible for the rise in the Negro class, for its numbers increasing exponentially. This is what I blame. I blame that on hip hop. The fact is, the civilized Blacks don't like Black culture. They don't like the Negro class. They never did. This isn't a new phenomenon. This has been the case since the 60s. They did not want to coexist with the Negroes because we were different. And I'm so glad that it's finally being said, that it's finally hit the mainstream conversation. We don't like you Negroes. We don't like you. We don't want to live next to you. We don't want to coexist with you. And here's the sad reality. As a Black female, Black Hispanic female, it's hard to find a civilized Black man in Black America. And when you have a Black man who is part of civilized Black America, he's having a hard time finding a civilized Black woman in Black America because the majority of the Black women are hostile and violent and ghetto and ratchet. And so we're both screwed. And so it's difficult why we date outside of our race, because the chances are we'll most likely find what we need as a female, and he'll find what most likely he needs as a man outside of Black America, because the majority of Blacks are the Negro class. And the civilized Blacks don't want to marry that. We don't. And so I have Silas sitting down with Tupac in the first episode. The episode is made available for free on my Asia Branch USA YouTube channel. The link is in the description. I also got available on that Voyager AI Rumble channel. Again, link is in the description. Head over and watch the full episode. I wanted Tupac to be held accountable. I'm like, dude, you were partly responsible for what happened here. You spread a virus. You spread chaos in your music, and you planted a seed, and you helped grow the Negro class. And Tupac, I didn't script this. I literally trained the AI to talk the way that Tupac did, based on his beliefs. He believed in anti-Semitism. He believed that that America was racist, and that there was systemic racism holding Black people down, and that his music was a mirror, a reflection of what was happening in Black America, not holding his own self accountable for how he influenced a bunch of young Black men to become violent thugs, him and others like him. He didn't hold himself accountable. And then the next one I had Silas sit down was Dr. King, and I'm going to show you guys a clip from that. The episode is going to be made available later on in this week, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys like it. Again, I'm going to try to keep this episode short, but I'm just going to pull this right up. We all know what Dr. King's dream was. We all know what it was. But now we're going to actually sit here and we're going to talk about how they betrayed him. So here's one of the clips that I've created for you all. I'm going to make the full episode available later this week, but here's just my response to the Negro class and to the ghetto culture that is clearly the most dominant one. So here we go.
Martin Luther King Jr., a man who saw beyond the skin and dreamed of a day when character alone would define us. The very people Dr. King marched for have mistaken critique for racism, defending dysfunction in the name of culture. Now it's been replaced by a satanic culture, with icons that seem to glorify violence and chaos.
That is indeed a betrayal of the ideals I once fought for, Silas.
Watching Black America's shift, departing from the Christian path and succumbing to what I can only describe as a dark, almost satanic influence, has left me deeply disappointed.
It pains me to see that my dream, the one that I envisioned with so much hope, is being betrayed.
This is my response to the Negro class. You betrayed Dr. King. You became the dominant class, the dominant culture in Black America, and we're sick of it. We're sick of you. This episode will be released later this week, ladies and gentlemen. I just had to let that out. I'm so sick and tired of scrolling my YouTube and my TikTok and my Facebook and seeing all these Black people just acting crazy. You're ratchet, you're ghetto, we're over you, you're the Negro class. And finally, I'm glad that this stuff is mainstream, because I've been sick of you for years. I've been saying it for years, and I've been looked at like I was crazy. And when I say to people, when they ask me, well, what are you saying? That white people are better? I actually had somebody ask me that question. Are you saying that white people are better than Black people? Yes, I am. I definitely am. The majority of white people are better than the majority of Black people. That's just the reality that we live in today. Well, no, because they're this, they're that. Yeah, well, you're thugs. And you're hoes, and you're violent, and you're criminals, and you murder your babies in the womb at a faster rate than the white women did. That's just the reality that we live in. And the irony is this. We talk about being conservatives, right? As being a Republican and being conservative, and we don't really conserve tradition that much. We're arguing with the damn feminist Republican women. But the Democrats are conserving their prejudice. They're conserving their racism. The only difference that's here nowadays is that the racists have changed color. That's the only difference here. But the very class that are being racist today are the very class that has destroyed the greatness of Black America. You destroyed it yourselves. You who are being racist to whites, you who are blaming white people for the downfall of Blacks. It is your fault, Negroes. You did it. It's your fault. And there's a bunch of civilized Blacks who from the 60s did not want to associate with you then, who don't want to associate with you now. You are not allowed to be pissed that whites are using the N-word when you done made it a colloquialism. You're not allowed to be mad when Blacks say we don't want to deal with you. You're not allowed to be pissed when everybody in America says, I don't want to deal with the Negro class. Now, they won't say it that way, but I'm sure as the heck going to. I'm over you Negroes. A lot of us are. And I'm finally glad that it is finally mainstream. And this is my response. I'm using my skills in AI to tell you how you would have disappointed Dr. King, how you have mainstream chaos amongst Black America. Why Black men don't want to be with Black women because the majority of them are ghetto. Why Black women don't want to be with Black men because the civilized Blacks don't want to date the Negro class. And that's the majority. You want what you need as a female. You want what you need as a civilized female or as a civilized man. You can't date Blacks. You can't, because the majority of Blacks are the Negroes. That's just the reality. But that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you got any value from this video, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like, share, and comment. Again, the full episode of the Afterlife Sessions featuring Dr. King will be made available on the Asia Branch USA YouTube channel and again on my Rumble channel. Links will be in the description. Let me know what you think. But that's my time. I got to get to work. God bless you all. And until next time.